Today's episode of Wine Time Fridays is brought to you in part by our friends at Revora and Seasons of Coeur d'Alene.
What a coincidence.
What a quinky dink.
It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil, and we're back on the guest train. Shelley, I think we've got guests lined up to maybe till the end of the year. We don't even know. After a few weeks of just Shelley and I babbling on, we have a guest episode 278, Friday, August 15th, episode 278. Shelley, happy Friday. It's wine time.
Happy Friday.
Woo! Today we have from Western Washington, Kenmore, if you will.
Kenmore. I don't know Kenmore.
Yeah, it's tip of Lake Washington, north, up Bothell area. And, well, let's just introduce her, shall we? Erica Orr with Orr Wines, or Erica Orr Wines, either or. Erica, welcome to Wine Time Fridays. I know what you're going to say.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Cheers to Friday.
Cheers to freaking Friday. Yeah, I know. It's like either or. That might be in the title. We have a working title. We have to change it. Erica was actually named a winemaker to watch in 2017. Very young winery. That was the Seattle magazine. I think they're still around. Magazines in general don't seem to be burning up the newsstands these days, but
They're there.
We're going to start out with wine in our glass. Shelley was nice enough to bring our actual white wine glass as well, so that was a surprise. This is a 2024 Orr Old Vine Chenin Blanc.
Old Vine.
Old Vine. You see Old Vine a lot in Zinfandel. And we have one or two downstairs of like a Chardonnay or something like that, but not often in a Chenin Blanc. So, Erica, we're going to do a proper Wine Time Fridays toast. I'm still in social media mode. And then let's get started on this to health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, romance,
and peace on earth. Cheers.
Cheers.
How old is Old Vine Chenin Blanc?
It's a good question. It doesn't have any specific legal meaning in the US, but I think they're old. I'm working with Rosa Hills Vineyard, which was planted, we say early 80s. The ownership has changed. Wow. And so we don't know exactly when they were planted, but early 80s. And then I'm working with Upland Vineyard, and that's a 1979 planting. And
that seems old.
For Washington, those are old vines, and it's amazing that they haven't been ripped out and planted to something else.
Well, especially like a Chenin Blanc too. Chenin Blanc has gone through a lot of different evolutions. Used to be kind of popular and then disappeared, and then now we're seeing it come back a little bit. So the fact you said they haven't ripped those out, that's a testament,
For sure.
Where are these vines grown? Columbia Valley?
Columbia Valley on the label. Technically, it is Yakima Valley. So Upland is in Sunnyside. So that is Snipes Mountain AVA. And Rosa Hills is in Zilla. So that's Rattlesnake Hills. But we're talking, this was the heart of Washington's viticulture in the late 70s and early 80s. So that was Yakima Valley.
This is really good.
That's very good.
Thank you.
There's some peach in there, or apricot, but really subtle. 100% Chenin Blanc. Shelley, 12 2.6% alcohol.
Nice.
I think
We
I read
like
that
the
right.
lower alcohol wines, especially in the.
It could say 12.8. I can't read.
but it's
Erica
not
might be
okay.
able to help us with that.
I can look on mine. I don't memorize these things.
Young
12.6.
12.6. I was right. I
12.6.
should not have doubted myself. So let's talk a little bit about your journey and your beginning. As I had said in the introduction, Orr Wines has not been around all that long. What was your first vintage?
2013.
Okay.
Yeah. My first vintage for my brand, but I've been working for other people's brands behind the scenes for a long time.
Yeah, Chris Sparkman rings a bell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I still do his lab work.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Chris and his wife on a couple years ago. He is a lot of fun. I've known Chris, off and on and somewhat superficially for, over a decade easy. But it was fun to have him on, and the Sparkman wines are always a treat,
For sure.
So you do lab work for them, but you come from a history of doing lab work, right?
I do. And I still do lab work. That is my main job, in fact. So I run an independent enology lab, and I do grape testing and grape juice testing and wine testing and winemaking consulting for a lot of the small wineries in Woodinville that don't have their own lab or their own winemaking team.
What are you testing for in the lab?
That's a great question.
Yeah, lots of different things. Right now, people are bottling. So I'm testing the sulfur dioxide and the acidity, the pH, and the titratable acidity. At this point, everybody has their labels ordered, so they don't need label alcohol right now.
Yeah.
A little bit, there's some maintenance to do on the wines from last vintage that are in barrel right now that would be bottled next summer. So that's also a lot of SO2 testing. But pretty soon, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to get samples in the lab of Sauvignon Blanc and sparkling wine juice samples.
Right.
I'll be testing the bricks, so the potential alcohol, and we have some other metrics that are useful to us. We need to know what the nitrogen concentration is of the juice, because the yeast need nitrogen to conduct the fermentation. So I do nitrogen testing. There's some other specific acids that I analyze, like malic acid, acetic acid, that kind of thing.
I just heard 4 potential wine word of the weeks coming up for future episodes. Erica, did you look at the show notes at all before you went on?
I did. I was not familiar with that word.
I feel like we might want to do that right now because we've already geeked out a lot on the science of wine, which is fantastic. Let's do this. The CDA Gourmet wine word of the week is Ycimètre. Ycimètre. Is it French, Shelley? You can pronounce that.
Well,
Ycimètre.
You're sure it's not Y? Symmetric would be. I think it's symmetric. But
Ycimètre, yeah. It's a tool used to measure the slope of a vineyard.
So the X and the Y axis.
Apparently, yeah. I learn as much from our wine words of the week as our listeners, I think. It helps winemakers understand and manage the impact of the topography on grape cultivation. I just loved the word, but I wish I would have heard our recording before I came up with the wine word of the week, which is impossible.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Because she just mentioned all sorts of it. You are really into the science of winemaking and creating your own winery and multiple revenue streams. It's a beautiful thing.
You get it.
Oh yeah. I love that. You'll always have the one, as long as the information and the data that you're coming up with is accurate and your clients and other wineries don't get in trouble because of wrong data. And it seems like, the data is the data. It's showing you. It's really hard to fudge that stuff. On the ABV, you can round up or down how many points on a label and still be within legal.
Yeah. My understanding is that below 13%, it's plus or minus 1.5.
Okay.
And above 13%, it's plus or minus 1.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we have some tolerance. It's not so much like error in the analysis. It's like the blend can change slightly, and we have some wiggle room. But you know how it is. We have to order the labels in advance of the bottling, so things can change a little bit.
True, yeah.
There are also some repercussions, tax repercussions or fees or something like that if you go up above a certain alcohol.
That's
percent.
right.
Yeah, and I forget what that is, but so sometimes wineries, want to keep that down below that threshold. And
I think I just said it wrong. I think 14 is the cutoff. It's below 14 is 1.5, and above 14 is plus or minus 1. Because I know there's an incentive for wineries to label like 13.9.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not anywhere close. There's 12.6 on this. This is perfect.
And you're not like Australia.
Yeah, Australia like 33% or something. No, not really.
No.
They're up 16 something.
So tell us more about this Chenin Blanc.
Yes, please.
What was your inspiration around it? How long have you been making this Chenin Blanc?
So I started my brand with this wine.
Yeah.
I love white wine. I love like feeling thirsty and then like having my thirst quenched by something that's like cold and crisp and delicious. I also love seafood and shellfish, and I wanted to make a wine to pair with the great fish and shellfish that we have here in Puget Sound.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the inspo. And when I started, I liked that it was a little bit of an open playing field in comparison to like Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc, where there's a lot of competition. There's great wines already in that category. Where Chenin, I felt like there are great wines in the category, but it is not saturated with producers. So I had, I don't know, a little bit more room in the marketplace to start my brand. It was also appealing to somms, like restaurant wine nerds like Chenin Blanc. So that was how my brand really got some traction through my distributor, getting on the wine list at oyster bars and nice restaurants that serve Dungeness crab and halibut and salmon here in Seattle.
Are you at down at Elliott's or the Brooklyn?
Yeah. I'm at Elliott's.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been at. Yeah. Pardon?
I just said perfect.
Oh, yeah. Over the years, I've been doing this for a while, and you know how it is. The list changes, but I've been at the Walrus and the Carpenter over the years, and Taylor Shellfish, the Chuckanut Bay outpost, had the Chenin also.
You are very lucky is not the word, but you're a hop skip from the Pike Place Market that bring in fresh shellfish every day. And so I would imagine those trips are plentiful. You may have a different supplier too, because you're a little bit more north and you can head over to Edmonds. I don't know if there's anything over there, but do you bring some of that shellfish home and crack one of these bottles? Yeah.
Actually, here in Woodinville, at the farmers market, there's a family that has a boat, and they freeze fish on the boat and they sell frozen halibut in beautiful portions, and it's been skinned and there's no bones, and it's not that expensive and super delicious. So I've been eating a lot of halibut this summer.
Nothing wrong with that.
We don't have halibut very often. We
No.
need to look into that more.
Yeah, we do.
Halibut?
We need to look into it more.
No, we don't.
I may or may not have said to Erica before we went on to recording that I may or may not have picked up some salmon at Costco. And she said actually this Chenin would go really well with that too. So I'm excited to do that a Chenin Blanc with salmon as well as a future. That's right, a future wine we're going to open. Let's do this real quick. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll start with some reds and knock them out and have some fun.
Okay. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 278 on this August 15th. My sister's birthday is in 3 days.
Happy birthday, Jill. Okay.
Yep.
Who do we have with us?
Oh, yes, we have Erica Orr with us from Erica Orr Wines.
Oh, wow.
ORR.
Oh. Okay. We have actually 5 wines that we're going to be tasting through. And I thought it was so funny. Earlier today, Erica emailed me and said, should I open some wines up so that I can taste through them with you? I think I said yes 3 times. And then I said, please, nicely, if that's okay. Because I mean, this is the first time we've met Erica, and she may not know my brand of
humor
or a non-humor.
Or dad joke.
We have just opened and are very excited about.
This looks like Grenache.
It is the 2023 Erica Orr Grenache. Oh, let's see what the alcohol is on this. We are at 14.5 on this.
Nice.
It's a Washington red. So this is Royal Slope. Where is Royal Slope?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a newer AVA. I think it was established in 2020.
Okay.
So this is near the town of Royal City, if you know where that is. It's in the Columbia Valley, wider appellation. When I'm in Seattle and I'm telling people where it is, I say it's due east of the Columbia Gorge Amphitheater.
Okay.
It's kind of like due east of Seattle. So in the context of Columbia Valley, it's a little bit kind of centrally located. Yeah. It's on a slope. We have a real hillside slope there. They're called the Frenchman Hills. So everything is south facing. What you're tasting is a blend of 2 vineyards, Stillwater Creek and Lawrence Vineyard. It's called Corfu Crossing.
Okay.
These vines were planted in.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's got an amazing nose.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. I like talking about wine. So, Stillwater was planted in 2004, and Lawrence Vineyard was planted in 2008. And for me, this has it's very fruity, right? It's very primary. I don't want to put words into your mouth. What do you guys like about it?
My God. The mouthfeel.
It is very fruity.
Is so good. There are soft tannins on the back of my tongue. Mm-hmm. And Erica, this is not easy for me to come up with descriptors like this, but this wine, it shouts these descriptors to me. Mm-hmm. The nose was very luscious.
Raspberry.
Yeah, like a dark raspberry, right?
Mm-hmm. Fruity but dry. So you get
for sure bone dry. Yeah.
Yeah. Fruity as soon as you put it in your mouth, and then dry.
Wow. So we might have 3 wines that we're going to have with that salmon tab.
You're going to be very busy.
Well,
Well, let me know. I mean, you could pour tiny pours and
well,
let
for
me know.
sure.
What you
And
think.
it's the beauty of wine and food pairings, really. When done right, the wine will elevate the food, and when done right, the food will also elevate the wine to where it's on their own. They're not going to hit that level. Then when you're
maybe.
yeah. So
That's delicious.
This is really good, Erica.
Thank
Phenomenal.
you.
It is. Yeah, we have a Wine Time Fridays.
Which we haven't been using
Yeah.
lately.
Oh, I use it.
All right.
I know what you're thinking. Let's see if I can even.
We have a strange wine rating system.
Okay.
Well, we were inspired by Dottie Gator and John Brecher.
Oh, I love
that
those
wrote-
guys.
Yeah. And we had them on probably 3 or 4 years ago. But they had a 3-tiered,
I think it was more like 4. But anyways,
the one was pleth.
no, that was ours.
Oh, it was ours. Ours is pleth. They had yuck or yummy. There was
Pretty yummy, pretty bad.
yeah, but they
Something
were
like that.
very, very simple,
Mhm.
non-snobbish words, right? And our
Okay.
top one is phenomenal.
Mm.
And then we have practically perfect. You'll notice these are all P's.
Okay.
I like alliteration.
Yep. There's pleasant. There's problematic,
And
and then pleth, which we don't often use pleth because it's hard to spell for one thing.
yeah.
But we also don't want to be in the game of, saying somebody's wine isn't very good.
Everyone.
So,
That's nice.
yeah, I mean, that's not what we're trying to do. You had
No.
something.
Nothing.
Oh, you had nothing. Okay.
I got nothing.
Yeah. So at one point, Erica, you had to make a decision on going into the wine business and become a winemaker. And you went to UC Davis. By the way, Shelley,
Mhm.
the Huskies play UC Davis
And what kind of sport?
football.
UC Davis has a football team?
They do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like the first or second game of the season.
Oh, wow.
Which, of course, Erica is a UC Davis alumni, but she lives like, I don't know, 10 miles from the UW campus.
Yes, there is going to be a tailgate of UC Davis alums at the game.
Ah.
Are you going to the game?
I doubt I'll go to the game. I'm going to try to go to the tailgate, but this is harvest is starting, so like
Oh, we have something you need to bring.
yeah. We can't really show it on camera, but we can off camera because yeah, you need to pick these up, and I will take all that out. But yeah, we've got something really exciting.
I
okay.
used to know the dean of admissions for UC Davis. In fact, he gave my daughter an early admission. When she was born, he sent an admission letter for her.
That's cute.
Are you kidding me?
No,
And she chose to go to
San Diego.
San Diego State?
Yep.
Well, that's silly.
well, she wasn't going to be a winemaker.
Is that the only thing that UC Davis?
Well, no. but
Okay, the only
mostly.
curriculum.
Veterinary school, right? A good veterinary school. at
That's
UC
right.
Davis.
But super well known for their
Wine.
for their
Wine
wine
programs.
education, wine program, enological programs, viticultural programs, all of that kit and caboodle, right? And
Yeah.
so when did you catch the bug that you want to actually produce wine?
Yeah. Well, I wish I had known earlier because I would have gone to Davis for undergrad. But I went to Berkeley for undergrad and I studied
Oh.
biochemistry. And then out of college, I was working in San Francisco as a lab technician. And my friends, this was like the first time I had disposable income to go to restaurants and wine bars. And that was something that my friends and I thought was fun to do and learn about. So it turned like we went to Napa and Sonoma a little bit, like a little Saturday adventure. One of my friends had a car, so we could get up there from San Francisco. But I ended up meeting a winemaker at a bar. My friend Angela was with me on one side of me, and on the other side of me was this guy that she thought was cute. And so they were chatting. I'm in the middle of them, like we're at the counter, and he was explaining that he was a winemaker and he had worked in France and he'd worked in South America. And I just thought it sounded so cool. You know, he spoke all these languages and he was traveling. And so I like interrupted their flirty conversation to get career counseling from this guy. Like, okay, tell me what to do. I want to be you when I grow up, dude. So
I'm loving this. This is so good.
I had heard, I mean, like you're saying, the program at Davis is famous. So I knew that existed, but I wasn't sure, I don't know, what it would be like to go to school there. And he has an undergrad and master's from Davis in enology. So he told me to work at a winery before applying to the master's program, which was
great advice.
Such awesome advice.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even know how to get a job at a winery. I mean, this was in 1998. You know, like it was a different time. Remember, like
you also
might newspaper and stuff.
Yeah, you might find yourself working for free for a month until you've proven yourself to actually, get paid at doing a job. But you certainly, it seems like you can get in the door of a winery.
So where did you go?
Yeah.
So I sent a letter. I didn't have a computer at home. Like I used the computers at the lab to print a letter saying that I was interested in like volunteering, observing, like being on the cellar team in any capacity. I wanted to see what harvest was like. A lot of really amazing winemakers wrote me back. And even the ones that said, my cellar is fully staffed, like we are under control for this harvest, invited me to come taste with them or check out their winery. It was cool. It was like embarrassing. Like it was so naive, and like the letter I wrote was embarrassing, but it had the effect of like it was a good screen because only nice people wrote back to me. So I ended up working with Cathy Corison in Napa Valley, and I lived with her family. I just took a leave of absence from my job at the lab. So I was living in St. Helena with her family and going to work and working with her all day at the winery. And it was amazing. And it prompted me to then apply to school, and the rest is history. Yeah.
I just have this huge smile on my face to this story. It's so cool. So you took a leave of absence, never to return. Is that how that went?
No, I came back. I'm too much of a nerd. Like I was just there for 2 weeks of her harvest. And then I came back to San Francisco. And then I quit the lab that summer right before school started in 1999.
Okay.
I'm just, it's so cool. My guess is that with every day there, first of all, it's not the same every day, right? You're doing new things. I mean, there are going to be some similar days, but most of the time it's vastly different as you work through the process of creating and producing wine, from the vineyards into the bottling aspect and crushing of the grapes and everything. Did you just fall in love more and more with that during that process?
For sure. I mean, you know how it is. Like the winery building smells amazing with all these fermentations inside. So that was so cool. And like the oak barrels, we're hydrating the new oak, and it smells like vanilla and beautiful toasted wood. And then I was in the vineyard. We picked together with the crew one day. And so I'm eating grapes off the vine. It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh.
And the caves at Beringer, I always remember that smell.
Yeah.
Any like what you said, the tasting room or the barrel room has, first of all, it's always a little chilly, and it's just got that smell, and it's just, I don't know. Maybe we have to start a winery, but maybe not.
Let's start a winery at our age.
That's the first thing when we moved to Idaho. I'm like, okay, so this is not West Seattle anymore. What grapes can we grow to make wine? Yeah, Concord.
Oh.
That's grape juice. No.
Although we do have some people experimenting with some grapes on the prairie here. So
That's true.
yeah.
That is true.
And they're
Yep.
not well-known grapes for sure, but it will be interesting to see what happens.
Wow,
Oh
cool.
my God. I
Yeah.
can't get enough of this Grenache. I fought the urge to pour more Grenache into my
Well,
glass.
good.
I'm just saying.
You've got 3 more.
I know. You should be very proud of me. Okay. Well, wine number 3 is how fun is this? A 2023 Erica Orr Wines. I'm going to change up the name every time because she said all of them are right. Pinot Noir. By the way, that Chenin Blanc, $28 at the winery. The Grenache is $30 at the winery. I'm sorry. These are really good prices. And
Yeah, that's a really good price.
this Pinot is the most expensive one that we'll taste today, and $36 at the winery. I'm telling you, these are really, really, really good prices. And so far, the value.
Oh, now you'll have to have another sip.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, darn.
So sad.
I'm sorry. It's really good. Grenache is creeping up to among my
Favorite?
Yeah, really, really, really like it. Okay. Well, Erica, tell us a little bit about this Pinot that's not from Washington.
It is not from Washington. It's from Oregon. It's from Leland Vineyard in the Willamette Valley. This is a map of the Willamette Valley that I have behind me. It's a cool site. It was planted in 1982. So also I could have put old vine, I think, on this label.
Yeah.
It's 2 different clones of Pinot Noir, the Pommard clone and Vadensville. It's own rooted. It's dry farmed. They're farming it organically now. I was inspired. I worked in Burgundy a long time ago in 2002. And then I went back in 2023. I went back and they opened some of the wines from the vintage that I was there in 2002, which was so cool. And I just got obsessed again with Pinot Noir. So I really wanted to make Pinot Noir for my brand, even though we don't have, I don't want to say that there's no good Pinot Noir in Washington. I'm sure there is. I don't have access to that fruit.
For sure.
So what
It's
I
not an
did have
easy-
access to was Oregon.
It's not an easy grape to grow to begin with. And then I think it just gets too hot in Eastern Washington.
I think so too. There are guys making it here, so I don't want to say anything.
Well,
bad.
and one of our sponsors makes it. Eternal. Brad Binko is making a Pinot. And
But he's now in Oregon, so.
yeah, well,
I don't know if his-
technically, I mean, they're right on the border. So who knows where those vines are living right
I
now.
don't know.
We'll have to talk to Brad about that. But it's already a challenging grape, and then you add more challenges. It seems like it might be more trouble than it's worth. I will tell you, I haven't tasted this yet, but
It's delicious.
you tasted it. You little sneak. Yeah, it's got
Spoiler alert.
that spoiler alert. Got that nose of an Oregon Pinot. We had so many Oregon wineries on in May this year. And
Because
they're-
it was Oregon Wine Month.
Oregon Wine Month, and they're just so much fun. We've had a little controversy about Pinot Noir in the last month or so.
Not a controversy.
Not a controversy. Did Sideways? What did you think of the movie Sideways?
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, that movie came out more than 20 years ago.
That's exactly
Why are we
right.
still talking about this movie?
Why did you bring that up, Shelley?
Oh, I think
Second
it
of
was
all-
you.
No, so the last wine that we're going to taste today, which is my charitable giving project, the Vineyard Worker Project, that is Merlot. Okay. And I label it red wine because
No.
people are still so weird about Merlot. Washington Merlot is delicious.
Yeah.
And it can be a great pairing with food, like more flexible with food than Cabernet Sauvignon, in my opinion. And my friends who love me, they've been supporters of my brand, they tell me like they are not going to show up at a summer barbecue with a bottle of Merlot. Like that.
All right.
Oh,
Erica, shame on you.
she knows.
No, she just got on me for bringing up sideways, which completely justified. And then she says she's got a Merlot that she labels red wine because she wants to sell it. I think we just need to keep this train pushing, because I agree with you. This is a 23-year-old movie. I think it was 2002 it came out. Am I close?
Somewhere around
Somewhere
there.
around there?
Something like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we have to drink it in a styrofoam cup in a
Yeah, that's right. By the
crummy restaurant.
way, that Chateau, was it Chateau Lafitte?
It was Cheval Blanc.
Cheval Blanc there, and
Yeah.
that is I always get
Merlot
confused.
dominant.
It was Merlot dominant Bordeaux, right?
Yes.
Which is that left bank?
I think that's correct.
Okay,
Right?
good. I have a 50-50 chance. But because people don't know that, it's it's Merlot based Bordeaux,
Mhm.
because it's from, and he's pitching on Merlot. So I think it's kind of funny. And I think that the producers of the movie
They didn't know that.
I think they
They-
did. I'm
No,
sure they did.
I've seen articles that said they
They had
did
no
not
clue.
actually
Oh
know.
my God. That's so stupid. Let's go ahead and take us, give this a twirl.
A twirl.
Shelley's a dancer.
A wannabe dancer.
Me too.
That's delicious. This is a fruit-forward Pinot Noir.
It is.
Very good. Very, very good.
Can we go visit Erica
Please
Why
do.
not?
and taste some more of her wines, because these are fantastic.
Oh,
These are
thank you.
so friendly on the palate.
Really good.
So the tannins on this one, that Grenache is super soft.
What year is this?
This is
23.
23. Yep.
And it is very soft.
How long does this stay in the barrel?
We bottled it this spring, so it had like 18, 19 months.
New French?
Wow.
Nothing brand new. I got 2 barrels from my buddies at DeLille here in Woodinville that had been used for white fermentations the year
Ooh.
prior. So they had some of the new oak character taken out by that exposure.
Yeah.
But then there was still some left for me. So 2 out of the 9 total barrels were once used, and the rest were very neutral 2016 barrels.
Wow.
What a
Not
great
impressed.
segue. 2 weeks from today, we are tasting through 5 wines from DeLille. No, 4 wines from DeLille with Kevin Olsonberg,
The distributor.
the distributor here in
DeLille.
Coeur d'Alene. And
DeLille.
yeah, we're super excited. We've been big fans of DeLille for a whole long time.
Oh, a long time.
A whole, and yes, the D2 and all of that stuff. But yeah,
So I want to ask about your label. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a piece of wood, but it's sort of like a North Star in a way.
Oh, all right. Different people see different things.
Yeah.
But the label
Sorry,
that
that
we designed for the Chenin originally, and that was an old vine. So like imagine like the cross section of a grapevine.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I knew it was something like that. I could see the cross section, but it's very cool how it does that.
if you were to cut the trunk of an old vine grapevine, would it have the rings like a tree then?
Yeah.
Just tighter, I would imagine. Although
Yeah, exactly.
those grapevine trunks can get rather large. Is there a lifespan on grapevines?
Yeah. there are some examples of super old vines in the world. For us, we need them to still be producing. It's not just having a specimen that has not yet died, right? So we need, and the truth is, like, they succumb to disease, right? Like if there's a pruning wound and then fungus gets in, or there's grapevine diseases that usually take them out. But there are some examples of, more than 100-year-old vines that are still producing fruit.
Wow.
Amazing.
Are you trying to make this in a Burgundian fashion? Style?
Yes and no. Yeah. I mean, I was trained in a French style. Even the places that I worked in California had a French tradition. But no, I think all of my wines, represent the place where they come from. Like my Chenin doesn't taste like Loire, France Chenin. It tastes like Washington Chenin because that's where it's from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are the differences when making wine? Okay, so perfect example, Burgundy and their Pinot Noir, they have laws that tell them kind of how to make the wine versus what you're doing, the steps in the process. What are the differences of that? Yes, there's a difference in terroir. Completely get that. But the processes, what is the difference there? Because someone can make in Willamette Valley Pinot Noir that's not in the style of Burgundy, which would be that process, right? What are those differences?
Yeah. I think of a lot of Burgundy as being whole cluster fermentations.
Okay.
For sure. The place where I worked, called Domaine Dujac, is known for whole cluster fermentations. So I liked the idea of that a little bit, but I was afraid to kind of commit whole hog to that technique. So we chose the most beautiful clusters and put them in the floor, like on the bottom of the fermenter, and then we destemmed the fruit on top of it. So it was kind of a combination of destemmed and whole cluster.
Yeah. So you have a little bit of free flow on that because of the weight of the stuff that has been stemmed or destemmed, I should say, crushes that other that has not. That's really interesting. It seems to me that's not a bad way of going. You kind of get the best of both worlds in a sense, right?
I think so. I mean, this is so hard to do the experiment, right? Like we only have one chance a year to do the experiment. Yeah.
How many vintages of this Pinot have you been making?
This is the first one. And actually it is, I started selling it in July, but almost no one has tasted it yet. So you're getting a little bit of a sneak preview.
Wow.
Yeah. And it goes to my distributor next month.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Nice.
How about case productions on these? Can you give us an idea of how many cases you're producing of these?
This Pinot Noir is 220.
Okay.
The Grenache is in that same vicinity. I want to say like 240, 250. Chenin I make the most of. That's 440 cases. Yeah.
This is so much fun. We're going to take one more break. And when we come back, we're going to have two more wines to finish up on. And this is very exciting. It's so much fun. Hello and welcome back to Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil and Erica Orr with Erica Orr Wines out of
Orr Wines.
Orr Wines. Oh my gosh, you're gonna keep with that. Episode 278, right in the middle of Washington Wine Month number 2. This is the third out of 5 Fridays. We get 5 Fridays.
I thought you were going to say out of 5 Washington.
No,
wine
only
months.
2 Washington Wine Months, which is double which most states have. It seems like California doesn't even technically have a formal one. They don't need one.
Too snobby. Snobby Californians.
Snobby Californians. Shelley, where did you grow up?
Oh, Southern California, but I was born in Canada.
There you go. There's that caveat. We just opened up the Orr, oh boy, Salumeria Red Blend. Right there. This is the 2023. Boom. Okay, how is it properly pronounced, Erica?
I say Salumeria,
Salumeria.
but an Italian person would probably tell both of us that we're saying it wrong. This is the word for the place where you buy salami and prosciutto and deli. Like salami.
Okay.
So I have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we have got a blend from Columbia Valley, 48%. Well, it's got Cab Sauv 44, Sangiovese, and here we are. Okay, Columbia Valley. Probably take all that. Makes me look more like an idiot than I usually look. 48% Cabernet Sauvignon, 44% Sangiovese, 8% Merlot, and we've got a number of Boucher is in here in Stillwater Creek. We have some players in the vineyard world here on this one. This is and this would go great with salami and prosciutto and any charcuterie board that contains as such. Did I botch that up too much, Erica? Do you want to clean up the edges?
Up to you, whatever you want to do. I don't blame you. The way that the line break is on the back label, it is hard to read the percentages. So if you want to redo it, great. If you don't, I don't care.
Nope. Well, I have trouble reading anyway. So
Tell us more about this one.
Okay. So in my lab, I have a meat slicer. My parents gave it to me as a gift. The brand is called Berkel. If you've ever seen, in Idaho, I'm sure, like at a fancy place that would have charcuterie boards. The thing is driven by a flywheel, so it's not electric, which means that there's no motor that would melt the fat on the prosciutto leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a very old design, but it's a new piece of equipment. My parents sent it to me, so I've been eating tons of prosciutto and salami as a result. Okay,
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to make a wine that would pair with all this cured meat that I was eating.
I love that. So,
and charcuterie is so popular nowadays.
yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, it's fantastic. We have a listener that we know listens to almost every episode. Matt Sparkman, we're talking about you. Matt Sparkman with his wife, Brenda, own CDA Gourmet, one of our sponsors today for the Wine Word of the Week. And they might want to go old school with something like that. I don't know. Why not? You've got this vintage cutter that's, I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I'll hear from about this.
And when they bring it in, I'm sure they'll tell you.
That's right. Let's give this a twirl. Man. How about hashtag cheersing?
Cheersing.
We haven't done
Cheers.
cheersing.
Yeah, that would pair perfectly. It's
Thank
delicious.
you.
Man, bright fruit on
Young, but
this.
very delicious.
Bright fruit. Bright and cheery. It makes me happy.
I'm sorry we have no prosciutto.
We can go to prosciutto.
No, I want one of those machines.
I knew that would happen.
Prosciutto is so expensive. You cut it yourself, I'm sure it would be less expensive.
Well, and when you're talking,
But then you have to buy this.
a
You have
vintage.
to buy the whole leg, which is an investment. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, interesting.
There's some kind of thing that they used to hang a leg on and
Oh.
and you could keep it out in the open. I can't remember what that is.
Yeah.
cured.
It would be a cured thing.
Yeah.
For sure. Like
yeah.
Spanish ham is often like that. I now have learned a lot about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the kind that you keep out and you slice it like this usually is bone in, like you can see the foot of the pig at the end.
Yep.
So to go onto my slicer, it needs to be boneless.
Okay.
So most like prosciutto di Parma is boneless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to keep that in the fridge then?
I do, because I can't go through it fast enough, right? So during harvest, when my lab clients come in to drop off samples, I'll tell them like, hey, I've got prosciutto on the slicer. And so I give them away little takeaway things of prosciutto to share with their cellar team or eat in the car on the way back to the winery. But even with that, it's a lot of ham. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, this might be the best example of why we have guests on to tell
So we
the
can learn
stories, the stories, because it's like, well, I've got this great cutter, old school vintage. And so I needed to create a wine that would go with that, the prosciutto. I mean, that's fantastic. I love that. It's so fun. How do you balance some of the creative and technical aspects of winemaking?
That's interesting. I feel like, I don't know, in my old age, kind of, I'm confident in what I know is delicious. Like, I feel like that's something that I am confident in.
Yeah.
But I, of course, am concerned about like the stability of the wine. I want it to be, clear looking in the glass. I don't want it to be spritzy if it's red. Like, I have some concerns coming from my training. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is truly.
That is difficult.
Taking your background as, in science, right? And going with producing the wine, that sometimes you have to go, it's like you have to trust when you're taking that grape and popping it, There are some wineries that don't even measure the bricks. They just go off the taste of the grape because they trust that more. It's fascinating, the differences. And I think people don't understand all of the variables in winemaking from producer to producer to producer,
For sure. I make an analogy to like a Formula One race car driver where like they can hear the sound of the engine. They don't need to look at the speedometer to see how fast they're going. I like a speedometer. Like I want to have the metrics.
That's a great analogy. But like anything, really, we talked about football earlier. A quarterback, when you feel the wind blowing from right to left and your receiver's cutting left to right, how much do you throw against the wind? So, it's these little nuances that anybody that has made a career out of their occupation should know those nuances. And it's hard to explain.
That's true.
It's just hard to explain those nuances. So I find that fascinating. We are going to open our last bottle of wine. And as I'm doing that, Shelley, would you mind going over some of the wines we enjoyed this week?
Okay. Are there a lot of French words? Is that?
I don't think so. There's only one. There's only one. I think.
So we had, are we allowed to say this one? You're going to have to take this out.
No, we're saying it.
Kestrel Vintners, Co-Fermented Syrah, Stéphane Brocard, White Burgundy.
That would have been a French one. I took all of that out. I just said White Burgundy.
Okay. Grape Culture Chardonnay, Benjamin, Denault, Minervois, and Rocketman Red Blend.
Yeah, speaking of Brad Binko.
Yes. Why does Rocketman remind me of Juggernaut?
Why does Rocketman remind me of Elton John?
Well, I know the answer to that one, but
You want to finish your wine?
do you want to finish my wine?
Oh my God. So
This is Dump Phil.
as opposed to the dump bucket. Could be worse.
We
She
do
could call me
have-
the spit Phil. So
We do have a dump bucket.
we just have too much fun here at Wine Time Fridays at Phil's expense. You know, Billy Joel's making a big resurgence with the whole And So It Goes, a documentary and all that. There's a guy I stumbled upon on YouTube, and he reviews songs that he's never heard before. And
But he would be knowing it was Billy Joel.
no, he's heard of Billy Joel.
Oh, he's heard of it.
He's heard of Billy Joel. And he's like, so I'm going to review Piano Man 1984. It was a live version. And he said, I thought this would have been Elton John. So let's give this Billy Joel guy a list. Like, I don't know, 8 hours or 10 hours before I looked at it, I already had 600 comments saying, you should listen to this. Erica, hopefully you're a Billy Joel fan.
For sure. He's a very gifted musician, I think.
He's does a lot. The first thing he said on Piano Man, I was like, well, I'm impressed he can play the harmonica and the piano at the same time. And he's like, these are pretty good lyrics. If you tell me, he says, if you tell me he wrote this, I'll be blown away. Oh man, he got chastised. This is a 2022 Orr Royal Slope red wine. And that is such small print.
Let's ask Erica.
Yes, that would be
This
best.
combination.
What is this blend, Erica?
So this is a project that I started in the pandemic. So these grapes were donated to me with the idea that the proceeds would go back to help vineyard workers.
Oh,
So remember, these guys were essential workers during the pandemic, and their lives are hard. And I feel like they don't get enough credit. Like, we couldn't make wine without their hard work. So I've been doing, ever since 2020, I've been making this wine. So it's Merlot grapes that have been donated to me. And some vintages I need topping wine. And so I buy some Cabernet Sauvignon from one of my lab clients to use as topping wine. So some vintages are like 92% Merlot, 8 Cabernet Sauvignon. And I think that is the case for this 2022. But there are other vintages where I had enough topping wine, so it's pure Merlot. But you're right, I don't put Merlot on the label because of that dumb movie that we were talking about.
We're going
sad.
we're going to be on a quest so that the 2025 Royal Slope red wine will be
It's
the
called
2025 Royal Slope Merlot. Get over it. Oh, that's what you should say. You can have a tagline on a bottle of wine. The Royal Slope Merlot tagline. Get over it.
Oh no.
You heard it here first.
So this has a different label,
Oh yeah.
and that must be the
Vineyard workers.
vineyard work.
That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
yelling in the microphone.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so that is a linoleum block print that was made by an artist named Christy Tirado off of a photo that I had taken of the crew. She came out to the vineyard with me. She's an amazing printmaker and artist. So she did that label, and it's here. It's in my apartment. I have the original hanging up.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Jay Bookwalter did a collab with another winemaker, and I forget the whole story. I should know this, but it was a Syrah, and it was a nod to the vineyard worker. And I think any true winery owner and winemaker
Understand.
yes, they do understand that. And oh gosh, that's what it was. It was Lane Hewitt with Revora, one of our sponsors today. He said they actually bring in some of their vineyard workers to taste through the wines and give their opinions, like on some of the blends.
That's cool.
I'm like, that's genius. That really is giving ownership to everybody, right?
Mhm.
I really like that because, you know, you're one person, Erica, and obviously you're going to make wine that you like, but you also have to sell it. So you hope that it crosses both, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is so much fun. Do we have to go? We don't have to go. Okay. We're going to give this a twirl. So if I was to swear, I would say I am having fucking Merlot.
Now we have to put a tag on it.
Nope, it's just
again.
one word, one time. I don't have to put an explicit on. Hopefully, I didn't just completely offend Erica.
Not at all. Not at all.
You've been in the vineyard, right? So you probably, yeah. This is fantastic. This is, man.
Oh, so delicious. Merlot is one of my favorites.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
between the three of us, I think we can push this, make it a tipping point.
All right, let's try. I love it.
And yeah, I mean, Shelley is an influencer. She influences many people.
Okay.
Good friends with Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King.
Yeah, right. Good friend.
Well, you've met her. So this is fantastic. This has got some weight, but again, all of your wines, Erica, have an
But
amazing
these are very
mouthfeel.
young, so yeah.
Amazing mouthfeel.
Thank you.
And,
Yeah.
yes. What is the alcohol in this one?
I'm not opening. That's a charitable thing, so I didn't open that one. I want to say 14
Yep.
2.
Nope, that says 14.
Oh, nice.
14
14 0.
Okay.
So how does
Okay.
that charitable thing work exactly?
Yeah. So
All the proceeds go
to a clinic that is in Othello in Eastern Washington. So this is where a lot of the workers were vaccinated for COVID. So I knew that they were in the system and utilized this clinic. I know that you've had my friend Ashley Trout.
I remembered
Yes.
that story from her. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I totally
Looking
admire
forward.
what she is doing, but my workers were not going to drive to Walla Walla to take advantage of her Vital funded stuff.
Right.
I needed
Mhm.
something that is near to where my crew is.
There's there's reality, right? I mean, you have to
Yeah.
make it, it's got to be practical.
Washington's big, right? I mean, these
Yeah.
little
Very
towns are far apart.
Yeah.
So I guess it was 2023 and 2024. So I had to wait until I sold all the wine, right? Then I have the money. Then I donated to the clinic. The clinic has a mobile unit that drove out from Othello to Royal City, and they did a kind of like a pop-up health screening day for the workers in a dentist office that's closed on Tuesdays. So they got dental screenings, they got vision tests, hearing tests, blood pressure, blood glucose monitoring, flu shots, COVID shots if they wanted them. I'm forgetting, I think, some of the preventative health care, but so that 35 workers came and took advantage of that the first year I did it, which was 2023. And then last December, we did the same thing. They brought the truck out and the clinicians came out, and I'm hoping to do it again this year. The wine that you're tasting right now has not quite sold through. So when it has sold out, then I can write the check to the clinic.
Is this a one-shot deal with this wine, or are you going to try to keep doing this?
I've done it since 2020. So 2021, 22, 23. We bottled 23 this summer. 24 is in barrel, and my plan is to make it this year in 25. And
they're donating these grapes every year?
The grapes are donated, but like I have to pay for the glass and the corks. There are some costs that
Sure. Yeah.
I incur.
But I mean,
that's a big undertaking for a young winery.
It is.
Thank you.
But you have partners, which everyone's got a little skin in the game.
A little bit of partners.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It is. Thank you. I mean, it was during the pandemic and I felt like I had to do something. And I am ignorant still about charitable giving. You know, I'm trained as a chemist. Okay. So I had a lot to learn about how this, like, to make a donation that had strings attached, right? Like, there are charities that exist for agricultural workers in the US,
Right.
or like, I really wanted this to benefit the people who grew these grapes. At the same time, I didn't want to start my own charity because I've got too much to do as it is. So
delegate accordingly.
That's a huge undertaking.
It really is,
nonprofit,
but it also,
this is a huge undertaking also.
it comes from your heart.
Yeah.
And so chances are it's going to work out great because you're doing it for the right reasons. I
Thank you.
love that. I really love that. This is so cool. And the next vintage will actually say Royal Slope Merlot. Get over it. I'm telling you right now, if I see that label and it says that, I will drive over and give you one really big hug.
Or donate some grapes.
Or donate some grapes. Concord out of our backyard. No.
All right.
Some some things coming up. We have today's the 15th. So why did I put the 14th on that? That was silly. The 18th is International Pinot Noir Day. So there you go. I meant to mention that. The 28th of August is National Red Wine Day and International Cabernet Sauvignon Day. No Merlot Day in there, but it's coming. I just can't remember when. What to expect next week? I like Erica. She laughs at my jokes. We need
Don't tell her any dad jokes.
I could. I have a whole list of them. It's going to be a Washington wine next week. We thought we had lined up one, but they're not responding as quickly as I need them to. And so we're going to pick our own Washington wines.
Okay.
And then we're going to do that. And then in 2 weeks, we've got, like we mentioned, DeLille. And we've got things coming up in September. We have got Chenin Lum with third bottle wine bags. We may have
really, really unique.
So cool. And then after that, that's the 12th. On the 5th, we have Damon Heward. I believe you might know Damon from.
I know who he is, but he doesn't know who I am. We've never met in person. He's famous.
but you guys have your wineries fairly close.
In Winterville?
Yeah. So you can expect Damon to come visit you because we will ridicule him if he doesn't.
No.
Oh no, we will. Damon's a husky. He'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. No, I look forward.
Well, that
and
little thing.
Speaking of tailgate parties.
And speaking of tailgate parties, you will find Erica on the UW parking lot where all the tailgating happens. We can tease this about the wine bag because it's perfect for tailgate parties. Mm-hmm. With that said, Erica, thank you so very much for being a part of our podcast and being a guest. You are making some amazing wines.
Yes.
There's no doubt in my mind that that's going to continue. Very impressive. Do you have anything that you would like to add?
Cheers to you both. And thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the podcast.
Thank you for taking your time with us.
With a little bit of knowledge, Shelley, I don't know if you know this, but with a little bit of knowledge, wine becomes a lot less overwhelming. Thank you for listening. Thank you again, Erica. We'll see you next week with some more Washington wines.
Ding, ding, ding.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @VintageTweets for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you, to health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.
Here's some more.
Sorry, we get over exuberant. By we, I mean you.
Great. I love it. Okay.
Okay. Shelley's going to make a sound right now that's music to my ears. Maybe that'll be the Easter egg at the end.
Oh, no.
We haven't had an Easter egg forever.
We haven't had one?
No.
Oh, I don't. No. Okay.
Still going good, Erica?
Doing great.
Beautiful. Good on time?
100%. Yeah.
Beautiful. Because you only have a couple more hours and we'll be done. There's our Easter egg. No.